The Borscht Belt it was a community. It was a community within about 30 square miles of 130 hotels. And the hotel was, for $55, you could have room and board for an entire week. And if you bring your child, it's 55 for you, 55 for the parent, and the child is half, and sometimes nothing. So that plain people could come up from New York and have a wonderful week's vacation for very affordable prices. And they had shows at night, and they had 3 meals a day, and they had beautiful accommodations, and there was boating and swimming and golf and all the things you could do. And the Borscht circuit was that at lunch you'd have borscht one day, you'd have dairy products for lunch, and in the evening you would have meat products. And the food and the dietary, the cuisine was magnificent. They would get chefs from all over the world to make Jewish food. And I mean, the people that paid $55, you would see a man sit there and order the second entree, let me have another half a chicken. Wait a minute, another half a chicken. You had 3 pieces of chicken already. At these prices, I'm going to have chicken, and I'm going to have soup and maybe a salad later. And I think maybe I'll eat what he's leaving over also. I'll have that. And I mean, it was usually a guy that looked like Raymond Burr, and he would come into the dining room. The dining room opened at 6:30 for breakfast. He was there at 4:15. He was having juice already and coffee and a few Danish, and then he would have breakfast when the people came in. And they really took advantage of this wonderful, wonderful, it became a family in a week. Husbands were fooling around with other wives, wives were fooling around with other people, and the husband would come up over the weekend, oh, sweetheart, and everyone in the dining room would go, oh, sweetheart, little does he know that she's been fooling with the Mexican musicians. And it was like that. But the education, I mean, the time of your life, a brilliant book written about the Borscht circuit. There was so much to see and so much to do, and the very nature of society was there for you, and our culture was there. And although a lot of people had this misnomer, it was Jewish Alps, the Catskills. No, not necessarily. They were on the other side of the Catskills. There was a whole Gentile community that did the very same things. But we had the opportunity of working at a hotel at 7 o'clock and driving to another hotel for an 8:30 show and another show at 11. And, you know, you get $15 for one of those nights, one of those shows, and you get 3 of them, you got $45. And for a 14-year-old kid in 1942, it's a lot of money. $45 on a one night on a Saturday. Then on Sunday you might play 2 hotels and pick up another 30. You're in $75 for the weekend. Now the thing that was so wonderful for me was that I was a part of the busboy team. There might have been 25 busboys in this huge dining room. And you would be working to 60 people. 10 tables of 6, let's say. Now the waiter would always get $20 tip for the week, and the busboy would get 10. My waiter made somewhere between $400 and $450 a week in tips, and I was getting $850, $900 in tips. The other busboys were getting a couple hundred. I was getting $850 or $900 because I knew everybody's name, and I played to every individual when I would serve them their coffee or clean the table. I'd do 3 minutes here, 2 minutes there, physical, funny, laughing. And then the tips are coming to me, and my Aunt Lil would say, don't tell Smitty, the waiter, don't tell him what you made this week. And I was putting away $900 for 10 weeks. I got $9,000 at the end of the summer. And the kids who were getting $2,000 for the summer were paying their college. I was taking that money and buying Al Jolson records. I was in great shape. Then I could get extra money if I served tea at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That was a tea girl's job. Well, I would do shtick with the head dress they wore and the apron, and I would serve them tea. Did you want to have a petit four or maybe just a cookie? And I would do bits there, and now I'm getting tipped from the people that were not at my station that tipped me, but these were people who I was serving in the tea room. So the $900 I got from the dining room, I put together with the $300 I got from them. I was really doing big business. I was making more than my father. My father's deal at the hotel I think he was getting $750 a week with room and board and my mom and his son. I'm making 900, and my father is the headliner at the hotel, and he got an extra 350 for working and rehearsing the repertory company. So he was doing very well. You know, he was making a G note a week, very close to what his son was getting. But when I added the tea room, I was making more than my father. And he was the proudest man in the world that I finagled a way to make that work. I worked hard. I was in the kitchen at 5:30 squeezing 2 crates of oranges. I mean, that's how I got this for the first film that we did. Cy Howard and I wrote this occupational hazard of squeezing oranges, and I had told him about Browns, and that's how we got the character for the first movie, squeezing oranges.
Hey, I can't from too many, and now but it's gonna be fun.
I would do coffee making, an urn with 800 cups of coffee. Because everyone would take 3 or 4 cups of coffee, because at $55 a week, they're gonna have plenty of coffee. And from 5:30 till about 7, we were prepping breakfast. So I would stay out at night because I'm a young kid. I'm 14, I'm starting to see ladies. Get to bed at 1:30, and I'm up at 4. Until about the 3rd week when you're starting to drop the dishes, you know. It was incredible. It was incredible.